What's up, mob folks? This is Zachimus Prime, aka Zachimus Prime, bringing you not a Transformers review. This is one of my reviews that's a little bit different. This is a review of the robot Damashii Gipsy Avenger. This is the second version. So in Pacific Rim, we had Gipsy Danger. And Gipsy Danger, of course, is, one of those huge Jaeger things that's like 50 million feet tall and absolutely massive and huge and whatnot. Well, spoiler alert, at the end of that movie, Gipsy Danger got destroyed. And, the good guys won and whatnot. The bad guys got their face blown up. But no more Gipsy Danger. So this one right here is Gipsy Avenger. And it's probably still nuclear. It might still be analog, is what they said, though. I mean, there's like a million things in Gipsy Danger that were clearly digital. But yeah, just kind of a new aesthetic, new design, new everything. But kind of, paying homage to the old figure, to the old, design. You can tell, though, that the people who designed the figure this time around, if any of you ever picked up any of the old NECA figures, like the NECA figures, they looked great. NECA typically has really good paint jobs on their figures, but the posability on them was just kind of atrocious. And part of it, I think the biggest part of it, is that Gipsy Danger, because of her design, was just not made for posability. All the armor panels needed to slide and move in certain ways in the movie to get posability out of them. And you couldn't really do that you couldn't really add that much intricacy to to an action figure. So they had unmovable armor plates, which made for unposable figures. Though as of the time of this recording, the Soul of Chigokin Gipsy Danger hasn't come out yet, and I'm interested to see how they solve the posability issues with that, because if anybody's going to solve it, it's going to be them. But anyhow, this figure clearly was designed. This design clearly was made from the bottom up to be more posable, more action figure oriented. And so I was walking through Toys R Us today, Toys R Us here in the United States, and I was like, oh hey, Pacific Rim Uprising figures. I was like, wait a second, that's a Robot Damashii. I was very interested to see Robot Damashii figures in a domestic store. So these were, Gipsy Danger was $20 for the figure. They had another assortment of the other Jaegers that were $30 each. I know that Gipsy is a fairly svelte Jaeger, and some of the other ones are beefier and bulkier, but they're not 50% more beefier and bulkier. I don't know. But anyhow, it's really nice. The paint apps. So I kept on thinking that there's got to be some sort of light in here, but I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any switch. There's no mention of any batteries. There's nothing that would serve to activate that. But oh well, it's okay. I can deal with it not having a light up feature. Really, I can. But just the detailing on this, the paint apps are really great. Bandai has just done a really, really, really good job with all of its Robot Damashii figures, and this is absolutely no exception. Just great tempo printing all the way throughout, even super tiny font like that. I don't even know if my camera can zoom in on what that says. Let's see. The Pacific Defense Corps. Huh. Yeah, I guess I can. But good detailing in here, little details and stuff. Oh, vents and panels and louvers and elbow rockets, pistons, just really excellent stuff. I have a number of robot Damashii figures. I'm actually probably going to start reviewing them. But just this has the level of excellence that I've always appreciated in the robot Damashii line. But there's just some good things about this that I really like. In terms of accessories in the box, these pieces here came separate. These just attach onto pegs in the back. This is the makes the backpack silhouette of Gipsy Danger, Gipsy Avenger. Also, I guess these are if the trailers are at all accurate, these are some sort of space rocket boosters or something. I don't know. In terms of other accessories, it comes with a set of extra hands. These are open hands, but because of the angle, they're really only good for a few things. I'll get into that in just a moment. It comes with an optional forearm with the chainsword, and an optional forearm with I guess this isn't a blaster in this movie. It's like a gravity gun, like what we had in Half-Life 2. Because you see it grabbing stuff and make it into a ball and then throwing the ball things. But I haven't actually seen it shoot anything with it. But I think I should probably get into posability first and then show you how all the features work out. In terms of posability, the head is on a ball joint. And then at the base of the ball joint is actually on, I guess that is a double ball joint in there. So the head's on a double ball joint. Gives it decent range of up and down. Looks around just as far as you need. You know, you can be like, what'd you say? The shoulders are on a double ball joint in here. There's a let me pull this off real quick. Oh, let me pull that off real quick. See, there's a double ball joint system in here that allows it to go up and down. But one of the things that is cool about this is that you can also take this and you can rotate that ball joint. So this will also act as a butterfly joint. And maybe it might be best, if you don't feel like going in there and fidgeting around with it all the time, is to put it in somewhere in between the all the way forward position and the all the way up position, which would allow you to make use of some of the butterfly joint range, but also make use of the up and down range. So that's cool. This just attaches on via a little ball joint in there. So when you move the shoulder around, you can, keep the shoulder armor with it. Simple peg here. He's got double joints in the elbows for a nice deep bend on the elbow. Rotation at the wrist. This part right here actually does rotate as well. I don't know if it's canon or not that this part rotate with it, but it can, it will. If you pull it and do it yourself. If not, then it's just a forearm guard. You're not destroying the reality of the figure by not doing that. Ball joint here in the mid torso, so it's got a bit of an ab crunch. This basically substitutes for the waist joint as well, which I kind of wish that I had this and a waist joint, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. The hips are really impressive. So let me get one of these legs out of the way. So in the hip joint here, let me zoom in again. You have this right here. You can rotate it. That's actually a little ball peg in there. A little ball joint inside there. And then that's connected to this armature here. So this armature actually moves separately of this whole, crotch section here. And then you've got a double ball joint that goes to the hip, and then this hip section you see is actually on another ball joint into here. So not only can you move the hips side to side like this, let me zoom out a little bit. Not only can you move the hips side to side in case you need to change up the balance or clearance, but you can also move the hips up and down a little bit, forward and back, and then also move them out. So like you can take this leg and you can do this with it. Like, I mean, we can have, you know, Striker Eureka from the Ministry of the Silly Walks, you know. Hey! So that's cool. Like that's a lot of really interesting engineering that just you wouldn't anticipate, but it's so nice that it's there. Double joint on the knees gives a really, really deep bend. And I mean, there's more range here than just this, because you can sit here and you can bend it at the upper leg first, and that gives you a completely different look to the bend than if you bend it at the lower leg first. And so like there's range here, and there's options just even in the way you bend the joints. The ankles are in a double ball joint situation as well, so that allows them to slide back and forth a little bit, bend back and forth a lot, have a fair amount of articulation there. So I mean, like, this figure is just going to knock out poses and take like almost no effort to do it. You know, like, it's a robot Damashii figure, guys. Looking good is its job. And it's a job that it does very well. Shoot, I bet you we can do like an Iron Man. More or less. Yeah, so like there's that. Let me bring this camera off the tripod. I may see about making that my I don't know. So many times I have the Iron Man pose be, I guess this would be like the third or fourth review I've had where the thumbnail image was the figure in an Iron Man pose. It's just so wonderfully like demonstrates the posability of the figure though. But so to make the accessories work, of course the hands, you take the hand out, you replace it with the other hand. It snaps in via ball joint. So you can get your fists doing all sorts of stuff like this. Because of the angle of that's a good one. Maybe that will be my my thumbnail right there. Just great looking figure. Great looking in all of its poses. Anyhow, because of the angle of this, like you can like have it, I suppose there's enough range in that ball joint to have it kind of hanging out by the side. But really, because of the intended angle of that, like it's good for if you're doing like push-ups, you know, it's good for push-ups. Where's the other hand? It's good for jazz hands. It's good for you know, if you're like E Honda doing the like 1000 slap attack, it's good for that. It's good for you know, molesting yourself. No, I don't know about that. Maybe not. Swap this back out for this one. you can disconnect. I already kind of did this accidentally before. You can disconnect that and reattach this other forearm that has the sword attached onto it. And then we'll stick the fist back onto this ball joint that's provided for us. And so now Gipsy Avenger has her chain sword. And the forearm for the chainsword has got all the same. It's got the same paint apps on it as the rest of it. So I mean, it fits very, very, very well. The sword itself is done in this really, really high sheen metallic silver. Like it is really, really bright, brighter than I think will really show up properly on the camera. But it's just. This sword gets used like 4 or 5 times in the trailer, so I mean, I guess we're not waiting until like the very last scene of the movie, practically, to be like, oh yeah, by the way, swords. But oh man, Pacific Rim, by the way, is one of my favorite movies. I make fun of it because it's also like freaking retarded, but it's like the most awesome retarded movie you will ever see, and I love every bit of it. And I'm going to watch this movie in the theaters probably at least more than once. Don't let my wife hear that because she'll be upset. But I probably will. The other arm does the same thing. If you disconnect here at this joint, you can attach in this forearm, which in addition to having like the hands all expanded out, has like the forearm itself is like opened and has additional detail in it. See how that works? It'd be cool if there had been some like paint apps in there, because I suspect this could probably benefit from maybe a little bit of gold paint and silver paint for the pistons. I don't know. But so there's Gipsy Avenger's like gravity cannon thing. And it looks really nice. You know, blue paint apps for the fingers here. This is this piece here is molded all in clear plastic with some, of course, there's silver in here, but then there's like a faint dusting of silver on the outside, or maybe no, that looks like a metallic flake inside the clear plastic. This maybe could have done with a little bit more paint apps, because some of these are mechanical details, and some of these are like what I presume is supposed to be some sort of lightning effect on it. Kind of looks like veins on a scrotum or something. I don't know. But gosh, that looks really good too. Maybe like a silver Sharpie will make that look perfect. But just looks really great. Robot Damashii figures are, in all honesty, one of my very favorite types of figures ever. And I just accidentally stopped the video and started it again, so I'm going to have to go and do some post-editing with this shit. But yeah, $20, Toys R Us. I don't have any word yet whether or not they're going to show up in other stores besides Toys R Us. I know Toys R Us is kind of on hard times right now, and it may be difficult for everybody to get a hold of that. So by that extension, they might be like, oh yeah, we'll have other stores carry it. But I also don't know if maybe just everybody's going to have it. I don't know. It's a great figure. I really love it. Freaking Gipsy Avenger. This is really cool. I'm digging it. And $20 only. Like, seriously, I may have to splurge for some of the other ones as well. Just because it must be done. Anyhow, Zachamus Prime signing off. Everybody, thanks for watching. You guys are all rock, and you're the best. I'll see you around. Bye. Be good to each other.